Simply Monet here, and I'm back with another video for a new series I'm entitling Lawyer Life Unfiltered. So the first video in my series is going to be the common mistakes that law students make. And these are mistakes that I made as a law student. These are mistakes that some of my friends made as young law students. And I just want to tell you guys, in case you are aspiring attorneys like I was, and you guys want to gain some knowledge on what law school is going to be like before you get there. So the first common mistake that I see most law students make is poor management of time. So poor time management will get you in a hole that you cannot get out of. Law school is a different ballgame. If you've heard that before, that is a true, very true statement, and they say it for a reason. So in undergrad, I had an easier time, to be honest. I kind of, I did my courses. I didn't have to really study too hard. It wasn't like very difficult for me to kind of skate through. But when you get to law school, it is, like I said, a different ball game. So where you might have been able to kind of cram, before exam day and kind of get it done, wing an exam or two, raise your hand if you winged an exam before. I have, but law school is definitely not like that. So you don't want to go in there thinking that you're going to be able to cram all of the material into one study day or an overnighter. That's just not going to happen. Not saying that it can't be done, but for most average students, that's not going to be the way to go. So if you are a procrastinator, if you are a bit of a socialite, you're going to want to hunker down because you're not going to be able to just wing law school. That's just not possible. So in law school, if you guys don't know, there is one large exam. Throughout the course, you are creating an outline, and this comprises all of the materials in the course. So there's no there might not be any short exams, short quizzes to incorporate into your grade. There's this one large exam in which you create an outline for that you will use to study for this large exam. So that's the reason why there's no winging it, because there's just too much information for you to have to put together and choke out at the end of the course. Another common mistake that I see law students make is not participating in class. Now, I know what it sounds like. I was an introvert. I still am an introvert. And I get it can be very scary to have to participate in class, especially in law school where they use the Socratic method. And if you guys don't know what that is, in law school, you'll have cases that are assigned to you. Those cases, your professor will call on any person in the class and ask a series of questions with regard to that case. And it's usually in an IRAC manner. IRAC is issue, rule, analysis, conclusion. So that is the way that law school is structured. At that point, your professor will ask you questions. You'll have to answer them. Some of the professors, they stare at you until you get the answer. It's that brutal, you guys. And but I do think that participation in class is a crucial element to you being successful in the course. Because sometimes, we all learn at a different pace. So even if I understand something, my counterpart may not understand. Or, maybe my counterpart understands, but I don't. And so participation in class is very an effective way to gain knowledge and understanding the actual course in which you are enrolled in. Another common mistake that I see law students make is ignoring networking opportunities. And this is something I myself was guilty of because, like I told you guys, I'm not a socialite. I wasn't trying to be in the mix of anything. But I think that networking can get you places. It is all about who you know. So if you obviously don't overdo it because your grades are at the forefront and passing the course, your course is the most important thing. But if you can make it to a networking event or two, or if you can, join some type of organization, not all in moderation, I would say. Because if you overdo it, obviously that's not going to work. If you underdo it, you won't, have the networking opportunities that you could have had during law school. One example is that I was in a internship program for a legal aid facility that was working with Cooley Law School at the time. And that in the future, because I did that and I networked with the individuals that were over that program, it actually got me my first job in the legal field as a paralegal in that same organization. So that's an example of networking and how it can, get you further than where you're at currently. So another a common mistake that law students make is overlooking practical experience. And that goes into the internship aspect as well. There are, if you look, your law school might offer internships. You may have the ability to work with either a solo practitioner or at a firm to be able to gain insight as to what it's actually like to practice law outside of the academic portion in law school. Because as I told you guys in my prior video, law school does not teach you how to practice law. So if you have the ability to gain any type of practical experience, to work with a lawyer, to shadow a lawyer at any point that's actually practicing in the field, it will get you much closer to actually practicing law and being an effective attorney in the future. Because I'm telling you guys, even with that internship that I did, it was very daunting the first time I walked into a firm and actually saw the organization of the firm and saw the things that went into practicing law and everything that surrounded it. It was mind-boggling. So that's another common mistake, that if you can gain some practical experience, maybe not in your first year, maybe not in your second, maybe you do it in your third, but do try to do that just so you can kind of have, some experience in that aspect. Another common mistake that I see, and this is a very crucial mistake, and I think we're all guilty of it, at least me and my friends that I know, is not taking care of your mental health and not taking care of yourself during law school. Law school is very demanding. There is, especially if you're taking more than, if you have a full class schedule, course law, it can be very demanding. And so I just was very much guilty of letting my anxiety overwhelm me. I wasn't taking any type of therapy at the time. I didn't seek any type of recourse for to deal with my anxiety and my depression, honestly, that it caused. And it probably caused me a little PTSD just because of the stress. When you let stress and other things like poor time management and everything get in your mind, it's going to affect your grades. It's going to affect your daily life and how you operate through the world. And so I think it's very much important to prioritize your mental health so that you don't have to deal with it later. Like a lot of us, we got out of law school, you know, passed the bar exam, and then came to a realization that I didn't take care of myself the way that I should have, and now I'm playing catch up. And so I think those are the most common mistakes that law students make. Stay tuned for this series, you guys, the Lawyer Life Unfiltered. I'm gonna have more videos coming to you. I have an upcoming Q&A about lawyering and law school. And so stay tuned for that, you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you can be notified when my next video comes out. And you guys know what it is. It's XOXO Gossip Girl.